You know what's strange? The moments when everything finally clicks in your life are almost always the moments when you've stopped trying so hard. Not given up, just stopped gripping. And if you pay attention, you'll notice a pattern. The things you chase run from you. The things you release come back. Think about it. That friend you tried so hard to impress? It felt forced. But the person you just relaxed around? They became your closest connection. The opportunity you obsessed over slipped away. The one you casually explored turned into something real. You're here because some part of you already knows this. What I'm about to show you is why this keeps happening and how to finally use it intentionally. Here's what's actually going on beneath the surface. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between "I really want this" and "I'm in danger." Both trigger the same stress response. When you desperately want something, a relationship, a job, respect, success, your body reads that desperation as threat. And what happens when you're in threat mode? You tense up. Your thinking narrows. You miss obvious signals. You come across as needy, pushy, or inauthentic, even when you're trying your hardest to be cool. But here's the part that'll make it all make sense. Other people's nervous systems pick up on your nervous system. It's not conscious. They don't think, "Wow, this person seems desperate." They just feel uncomfortable, off, like something's not quite right. This is why the job interview where you needed the position went terribly, why the date you were so invested in felt awkward, why the pitch you rehearsed 100 times fell flat. You weren't doing anything wrong. Your nervous system was just screaming, "Please validate me," so loud that it drowned out your actual confidence. Now flip it. Remember a time when you genuinely didn't care about the outcome. Maybe you already had another offer. Maybe you were just exploring. Maybe you'd already made peace with rejection. What happened? You were funnier, more present, more yourself. And somehow, things went better. That's not coincidence. That's your nervous system in parasympathetic mode, the state where you're actually capable of connection, creativity, and clear thinking. The paradox is this: caring deeply about something is beautiful, but needing a specific outcome activates your threat response, which guarantees you'll show up as the worst version of yourself. So how do you actually shift this? Because just stop caring isn't helpful advice when you do care. First, let's get clear on what we're not talking about. This isn't about becoming cold, indifferent, or checking out emotionally. That's avoidance wearing a detachment costume. Real detachment is staying fully engaged while releasing your grip on how things must unfold. Think of it like this. You're holding a bird. If you squeeze it tight because you're terrified of losing it, you'll crush it. If you throw it away because detachment means not caring, it's gone. But if you hold it gently, with an open palm, present but not possessive, it can rest there. It might fly away. It might stay. Either way, you're okay. That's the energy we're cultivating. Try this right now. Think of something you're currently stressed about. Now take a breath and ask yourself, what if I could care about this without needing to control it? What would that feel like? Just sit with that question for a moment. Here's where it gets practical. You can literally feel the difference between attached energy and detached energy in your body. Attached feels like chest tightness, shallow breathing, mental loops, urgency, tension. Detached feels like open chest, steady breath, mental clarity, patience, ease. When you catch yourself in attached mode, and you will, constantly, you don't shame yourself for it. You just notice it. Then you breathe. Then you ask, can I want this without strangling it? If this is clicking for you, subscribe. I explore how to actually apply this stuff every week. The reason detachment creates better outcomes isn't mystical, it's mechanical. When you're relaxed, you notice opportunities you'd otherwise miss. You read social cues accurately. You make decisions from clarity instead of fear. You come across as confident because you're not performing confidence. You genuinely don't need external validation in that moment. And other people, they feel that. They trust it. They're drawn to it. Desperation repels because it demands. Detachment attracts because it offers. Let's make this tangible. Here's what this looks like in actual moments of your life. In conversations, you notice yourself trying to impress someone, carefully curating what you say, monitoring their reactions. That's attachment. The shift is simple. Get curious about them instead of managing their perception of you. Ask a genuine question. Listen to the answer. Watch how the dynamic transforms. In your career, you're waiting for the email, refreshing obsessively, spinning out about what it means if they don't respond. That's attachment, the shift. Do something that absorbs you completely. Work on a different project. Go for a walk. Let your nervous system regulate. When you check again from a calm state, you'll respond more effectively regardless of what you find. In relationships, you're overanalyzing their text, wondering if you said the wrong thing, trying to figure out how to fix their mood. That's attachment. The shift. Give them space to have their experience while you have yours. Trust that if something needs addressing, you'll address it from a grounded place, not from anxiety. Here's what most people don't realize. The magic isn't in the technique. It's in the nervous system state the technique creates. You're not manipulating circumstances. You're regulating yourself so you can show up as someone who isn't hijacked by outcome dependency. I'll be honest with you, I still catch myself gripping all the time. Last week I sent a proposal and immediately started catastrophizing about rejection. Noticed the tightness in my chest. Took 3 deep breaths. Asked myself, what if this works out and what if it doesn't? Can I be okay either way? Something softened. 2 hours later, doing something completely unrelated, I realized I hadn't thought about it once. That's the practice, not perfection. Just noticing, breathing, releasing, returning. So what becomes possible when you actually live from this place? Imagine waking up and your first thought isn't, what do I need to control today? It's, what wants to happen through me today? Imagine conversations where you're not performing, not managing, not strategizing, just present. And people feel it. They relax around you. They open up. They want to be near that energy. Imagine pursuing your goals with full commitment but zero desperation. You do the work. You show up. You care deeply. But you're not attached to the timeline, the specific form it takes, or whether it validates your worth. This isn't some distant ideal. This is available to you right now, in this moment, with whatever you're facing. Here's your practice for the next week. 1. Notice when your chest tightens around an outcome. That's your cue. Breathe. Ask, can I want this without strangling it? 2. Catch yourself performing for approval. Just once a day, stop mid-performance and get curious instead. Ask a real question. Listen to a real answer. 3. When you're waiting for something, a response, a result, a decision, give yourself one fully absorbing activity. Let your nervous system remember what regulation feels like. 4. Practice the bird metaphor. Whatever you're gripping, hold it with an open palm, present but not possessive. 5. Celebrate the moments when you catch yourself. This is the transformation. Awareness itself is the shift. And here's what you'll start noticing: the things you were chasing. Some will come, some won't. But you'll realize you're okay either way. And that okayness, that's the actual freedom you've been looking for. Drop a comment. What's one thing you're going to practice holding with an open palm this week? Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. The beautiful irony of all this: the moment you stop needing life to go a certain way, it starts going better than you imagined. Not because you manifested it, but because you finally got out of your own way. You've got this, not because you'll do it perfectly, but because you're willing to notice, breathe, and try again. That's all it takes.